Is it true that Stark County is also a bellwether?
So here's the thing about Stark County. Stark County, no county in the state votes closest to the statewide average as Stark does. But Ohio votes closer to the national average than any of its individual counties. So basically, Ohio itself as a state is a better bellwether than any of the counties in Ohio, including Stark. But if you were to pick a bellwether county in Ohio, Stark would be as good of a county as any you could select. There's this funny anecdote that I recount in the book about in the 1990s, during I think the 1996 election, the New York Times sent this reporter, his name was Michael Weinrip, to basically kind of embed in Canton. He moved his family here. He filed routine reports to the New York Times. Actually, the reports, the Canton Repository ran a lot of those reports. And a lot of the, it seemed like a lot of people who lived in Canton really appreciated that reporting because it wasn't, stereotypical. It wasn't, East Coast reporter comes in to report on flyover country. And then what happened is that a lot of outlets decided to copy that Stark County model, and the Columbia Journalism Review came up with a term for it. They called it the Weinrip effect. It was named after that reporter. And so in 2004, you had all of these national reporters sort of parachuting into Stark County. And then a funny thing happened. Stark County voted for John Kerry, and George W. Bush won the election and won Ohio. And it just goes to show that picking a bellwether county or a bellwether state can be kind of dangerous because it might not vote the way you think it would. In fact, I think it's perfectly possible that, particularly if the election is close, Hillary Clinton could win the presidency, but Donald Trump could win Ohio, in which case a book called The Bellwether, I can explain to you why it happened, but there'd be a little bit of a problem with the thesis. But that's definitely within the realm of possibility. Of course, if Trump wins nationally, there's every reason to think that he will carry Ohio for the reasons that I outlined. But yes, it's a long answer, but Stark County generally votes pretty close to the national and state average. Another one is Montgomery County, which is the city of Dayton. Montgomery County is typically just a little bit more Democratic than the state and the nation, but it's a pretty good bellwether county too. Ohio, so I mentioned it's voted for the winner 28 of 30 elections. It's also voted for the winner in every election since 1964. So in 1960, Ohio voted for Nixon when Kennedy won nationally. There's only one county in Ohio that has that same uninterrupted streak of voting for the winner since 1964, and that's Ottawa County, which is a Toledo suburban county. So some people say that Ottawa is another good bellwether county in Ohio. But yeah, Stark. If you had to pick one, Stark would be a good one to pick. And a lot of, I think Stark always draws a lot of reporters because they're all aware of its history.